rendezvous at Ashirwad Hall. I was on a website a few days back and a few statistics caught my attention. And they go as follows. If we have food in our fridge, clothes on our back, a place to sleep and a roof over our head, we are more fortunate than 75% of the people on this earth. If we have money in the bank, a little extra money in our wallet, with some change to spare, we are richer than 92% of the people in the world. If we can read and write, we are better off than 3 billion people. I'd like to put this into a bit of perspective. Let's bring all the people of the world into this room and compress them down into little tiny people. So let's assume the whole room is filled with the people of the world. Do you know how much space we privileged people would occupy? It would be about a small corner there. And the rest are the underprivileged. They would be looking at us with eyes wide open, palms open, and wondering what happened to them and what happened to us. Now, why don't we help these people? Why don't we help others? To answer this question, I'm going to first try and answer why not? Why don't we help others? Why not help others? And here's a little food for thought. The main things that sustain us, the land, the air that we breathe, has all been existing for millions and millions of years before we came. And it will continue to exist another millions and millions of years after we are gone. So to put that into another perspective, our lifespans of 70, 80, or even 100 years, it's like that. The air that we breathe, this is a little thought-provoking. I would like you to think about this. The air that we are breathing right now has been in existence since our ancestors, millions and millions of years, have been breathing it. There's no new air that's getting produced. The land that we live on has been there and they have been using it since then. Then how dare we differentiate with others? Isn't what we differentiate with others frivolous? He's from so and so place. She follows that religion. Isn't it frivolous? Let's look at people alone. I put in front of you an African, an American, and an Indian. What are these three people made of? Skin, hair, teeth, and bones, and blood. I give you a piece of skin from each of these people. I encourage you to put it under a microscope and magnify it. What do you see? What you see for the African is the same as what you see for the American, is the same as what you would see for the Indian. The blocks that build us up are the same. Isn't it frivolous, the way we differentiate with each other? Let's look at another aspect. Why should I help others? And I speak about this from personal experience. Why should I help others? What's in it for me? At this point, I like to encourage you to find an answer to a question. A very profound, but a very simple question. For those of you who have already found the answer, very good. for those of you who have not, here it goes. What is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? What am I here for? Now this question has been at the back of my mind since a very long time. I went about my day-to-day life without really paying much attention to it. And only when I found the answer to this question, I realized that this is what I've been looking for. I encourage you to find the answer to this question as well. And what I would like you to do is this. It's difficult to put something in the back of your mind consciously. So it needs to get ingrained. And here's what I would like you to do. We all look at our computer screens for a better part of the day. Make it your wanted. What is the purpose of my life? Write it down on a piece of paper and stick it on the inside of your cover so that it is the first thing you see. One of the first things you would see every morning. I found my answer to this question in a very interesting way. I finished my engineering and I was placed in Global, just off St. Mark's Road on Kasturba Road. I was driving back home one evening. It was dark, it was raining, and I don't know what made me do it, but on that particular day, I took the road through Tamil Nadu. I was driving. In the corner of my eye, I saw a cyclist on the road. In the other corner, I saw a Tata Sumo, a white color Tata Sumo. The registration number is still on my mind. I remember it. Crashed into the two-wheeler, into the cyclist, left him bleeding, and drove off. I don't know what came over me then. I had not found the answer to this question. I stayed by him, took him to the hospital, and I waited till his brother came. A second incident on the outer ring road near Hyderabad. A third, a fourth. Slowly, I began to realize the answer to my question, what is the purpose of life? It was not to become an ambulance driver. The purpose of my life was to improve the quality of lives of others. It flashed to me in an instant. And there was no stopping after that. I started participating in plastic reduction drives, tree plantation drives, started teaching English to an underprivileged boy. And you know why I have stuck with it for so long? Why should I help others? Fine, it's the purpose of my life, but why? It's the feeling of being wanted. The environment needs me, and I helped. The democracy needed me, and I helped. The accident victims needed me, I helped. And that feeling of being wanted and delivering is something which gives you immense satisfaction. And that satisfaction makes you here, not here. We are all people who first work from here, then from. I encourage you, find the answer to your question. What is the purpose of your life? Until then, the purpose of your life is to improve the quality of lives of the others. Are we together to make the world a nicer place? Yes. Are we or are we? Yes. Sudarshan.